Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video here today with Super Saiyan God Son Goku. Saiyan God, wow, they've changed his name actually. Saiyan God instilled with the light of righteous hearts. I'm pretty sure that was different when it was first announced. But man, that is a long name. Anyway, a novel of a name. But I know a lot of people were super hyped when this was announced for all those Dragon Ball Super lovers. Since you know the Dragon Ball or the Dragon Ball Super Saiyan God Son Goku release, he's pretty expensive. And besides the first one, you know, we did have the event exclusive one with the more jelly style here. So I know a lot of people were amped for a budget release with their base red hair. And from what I've heard, a lot of people were really digging the colors. You know, I'm not a super fan. I'm not into this form at all, so I don't have any strong opinions either way if it looks cool or not, if it's the right shade of red. I'll leave that for you guys. You can let me know in the comments below what you think. But I must say, I do like the body. The colouring on it is pretty cool, which we can take a look at in a moment. But for now, the box at least. On the back, nice selection of images. Also showcasing what it comes with. Yeah, it's a stock standard 2.0 Goku. You know, nothing is really stellar or amazing or out of this world, different from what you would expect. Pretty stock standard. But you know what? Cool release nonetheless. But yeah, for now, let's pop him out of the box and check out what he does come with. So Goku in the centre with the subtle looking off to the left look, 3 additional faceplates, the smile, teeth gritting, shouting one, your stock standard Goku figure release faceplates, and then we also get, 4 pairs of hands, flat, martial arts grips, one for Kamehameha and the finger spread one. So you know, again, stock standard, nothing out of the ordinary here. So let's get them out of the packaging, check on the turntable so we can actually check out the finish, which is something new. So as Goku swings around, I want you to pay attention to the legs, especially because you can see the red highlights in there. I think that is one part which is cool about this release. You know, it's your standard 2.0 Goku body, but we do have a color difference here, and that is the red highlights. And it really kind of would suit pairing with a aura effect as well. Kind of has that kind of vibrancy to it, which is really nice. I believe the original release was just a base standard orange gi, but you know, the event exclusive one did have some darker areas on there, but it's not quite as red as this retail release, so that is really cool. And actually, while I have the event exclusive here next to them, we can also see the blue tones are quite different. The new one has a lot of a darker colouring to it. You know, I think I prefer the event exclusive body personally. I think I like those colours more. But you know, the dark blue is pretty good too. I feel like maybe a bit too dark for the orange. But let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Now for the hair itself, I feel less of a red but more of a cherry colour. Kind of reminds me like a cherry candy or something along those lines. But you know, it looks quite nice. It does pick up the light well. And then he has some really dark kind of maroony eyebrows with the lighter pink for the eyes, or you know, the reddish pinkish colour there. So yeah, overall looking really cool. Again, no real strong thoughts or opinions if it's accurate or not. I don't, really follow too deeply with the God look. So again, let me know below if you think they nailed this look or not. But anyway, since you know this is your standard 2.0 body, which everyone should be familiar with, let's just go check out the faces in closer detail, and then we can put them into a couple of poses before wrapping up. So the base face here, looking off to the left with that subtle frown. I think, yeah, it looks really nice, crisp and clean. I quite like this expression on this figure actually, opposed to your normal kind of straightforward looking neutral frown expression that we often get. So next up is kind of a similar face, but this time looking straightforward and a bit more of a smile. Yeah, again, looking really nice, crisp and clean, and the eyes are looking centered as well. And then the second to last face is the teeth gritting one. Again, really good, looking straightforward, looking nice as well, with the subtle colouring around the mouth there as well, which does make the teeth pop just a little bit more. And finally, that usual mouth open screaming one, but this time with a little bit of a twist. Not looking straightforward, but looking off to the left. So similar to the base faceplate on this figure with the subtle frown where he looks off to the left. Same with the mouth open screaming one. So definitely nice that we get a bit more of a subtle difference compared to your usual face lineup. So yeah, using that faceplate pairs beautifully with the Kamehameha hands. Then you can kind of stretch it, you can look off to the side there. And then with the eyes looking to the left as well, it really does bring home the look, which is really cool. So, you know, you can definitely play around with this pose quite a bit more. You know, maybe want a bit more standing up a bit higher, or, you know, him fully twisting around and over and then looking over his shoulder. But having the eyes look off to the side definitely makes it a lot easier to do. Also, just one quick pointer for doing a Kamehameha pose or any kind of stretch out pose. I recommend always trying to get both feet flat on the ground. Gives you a lot more stability, and overall it does kind of make the pose look a lot nicer. So this one here, work around with the upper body a little bit more, definitely make it look better. But having the feet down flat on the ground, I think it really helps give them a lot more stability and, you know, weight on the pose. Next up is a basic martial arts pose there with that smiling face. I think that's really cool actually. I do really like this faceplate. It could even be probably my favorite one for this figure. It is always nice to get a real general, you know, soft smile face for Goku. So, you know, for the most part, he is pretty happy, right? I mean, overall, pretty good life. He just gets to do what he likes, fight, eat a lot, sleep. I mean, what more could you really want, eh? So while Goku's up here on the turntable, let's jump into the pros and cons for this release. You know, obviously a huge pro is that this gives people a chance to pick up a figure that a lot of people want that's really expensive now for base retail price. I think that is absolutely fantastic, and it's great that we are getting more kind of re-releases or updated versions of popular characters or popular releases from the past that are now probably out of reach for a lot of collectors due to the aftermarket price. So absolutely amazing that we get this version as a retail release. I'm really happy for everyone that was pumped for a new Super Saiyan God figure. The expressions are really good. I love that subtle smile that we had that I showed off just before. You know, the looking off to the side, shouting one, and the kind of neutral frown look is awesome as well. And you know, usual great signature hands. You know, generally speaking, Dragon Ball figures, or at least the Goku ones, always have an excellent signature of hands. Yeah, the face plates are often a little bit more limited. You know, you got neutral, teeth gritting, shouting. You know, it's nice to at least deviate away from that, even if it's only a little bit with this release. You know, cons, I guess you can say the body type as a con since it's still the old one, but again, re-release of an older figure to give people more easier, you know, accessibility to the figure. So it's not a huge con, but it is worth pointing out that, you know, it'd be great to get updated body types for all future releases going forward, especially for more Goku ones. So I don't know, hopefully we'll get a base body Goku re-release or a new version in the near future. But you know, body type aside, you know what, it's a solid pickup for those that love this form. And yeah, for me, you know, Dragon Ball Super ones I often purge later on, but their body finish I do actually like with the extra red in there. It could even match like a Kaioken, maybe not quite Kaioken, but maybe a bouncing between, or a subtle, maybe a fighting one, you know, with a red key blast somewhere. So there are options for this body, even if you're not into the Super Saiyan God head. Definitely let your creativity run wild, and you should be able to come up with some cool ideas or use cases for this body. But yeah, that is basically it for this figure. Straightforward, simple, pretty damn good, especially if you love this form. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Keep an eye out for previous releases and reviews. If you really want to check out the articulation in more detail for these body types, check out some older releases where I kind of dive into that a lot more. But yeah, that is it for the review. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers!